Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Dyro here with another Options in Play video update. So two things. I, the move on Netflix was very surprising to me. I mean, I had kind of like a feel that Netflix, maybe the expectations were low this quarter. I wasn't really expecting a very big move one way or the other. Clearly, way off, right? Stock was definitely a disappointment on the numbers, and I mean, obviously with the down 125 to 130, I mean that is significantly more than what was priced in. I think yesterday the options went out around 36, and so 125 to 130 point move is way above what was priced in. All right. Now the ramifications of this are kind of similar to what the ramifications were last quarter, right? Not only did the stock get hit, but it took down a lot of other things with it. And what that's creating is now this environment that we saw last quarter where people are going to probably start to be scrambling for protection on some of these growth techie momentum names into their earnings because people see Netflix drop 35-40% when they thought the bottom was pretty close to being in, and now all of a sudden people are starting to question how much more downside do some of these names have, right? So um, one of the things we saw was a lot of like really heavy, aggressive, out of the money put buying on some stocks ahead of earnings. And the thing is with that is like if you're looking at puts significantly out of the money, those are more like trades ahead of earnings, right? Like you're looking to try to make money on those before earnings and not necessarily hold through earnings because a lot of those the names that I was looking at last quarter that had that type of put buying, those didn't work. They may have worked ahead of earnings, but they didn't work on earnings, with maybe like one or two exceptions. So just something to like keep an eye on. And I mean, so far Netflix huge drop, and it's kind of like setting things in motion, similar to last quarter. I don't know if it's going to be exactly like that. I mean, next week is going to be a huge week, but something to keep an eye on, and also something to kind of keep an eye out for is that like really aggressive out of the money put buying, especially on like those growth momentum, e-commerce, software, right? Like names where stocks have been beaten up, but people are
Test
still
radio,
think that
test
they're
radio.
that they're there could be some
No, no,
serious
no, no, no.
downside from here. All right. The second thing is Tesla. So just I want to just revisit this because I was talking about it last week. I thought this was a pretty good setup for a rally into earnings, right? And actually, it looked like it was going to do that after yesterday's strong close, and it actually opened green this morning. But the market had a different idea, right? So it's gotten hit. It's technically it looks fine, right? Like if earnings weren't after the close, like this stock is still hanging out above the 100-day, and technically it looks fine and it could still work. However, earnings are after the close. Things can change really quickly. The trade was a ramp into the report trade, meaning like we're looking for a move higher ahead of earnings to lock in money, reduce risk. It didn't move higher, didn't get an opportunity to reduce risk, so that means sizing down or even like closing it out, right? Because the trade was all about trying to catch a run ahead of time to really reduce the amount of money committed, and it just hasn't given the opportunity. It really looked like it was setting up perfectly with yesterday's strong finish and the decent open today, but it didn't work out. Tech got run over a bit today. So um, in general, when I'm looking at these ramp into the report trades, most of the time, if they don't move higher and I don't have an opportunity to lock in money, I'm exiting. Sometimes I might open strangles, but if I do end up holding it, usually it means that I have a lot less size and I really cut back the amount of options I have because it didn't do what I wanted. So I want to make sure I'm sizing down on it. All right. So I wanted to follow up because I did talk about it recently. But one of those things where you can control the setup. It can be good. You can control your risk, but you can't control what the market does. And in this case, the market kind of threw a curveball right at the last hour for Tesla and kind of ruined the setup. And it is what it is, right? But I just wanted to follow up because I talked about it and I wanted to give you guys a heads up before earnings. Okay. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information about trading events with options, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options to play. Have a great night. Best of luck if you're playing any earnings, and I will talk to you